When I say that I journaled today, what do you think of? Do you think of some diary or do you think of a stoic journal? Do you think of an emotional journal? Do you think of any of the broad types of journaling that we have? The truth is there's so many different ways to journal, but they all have the same premise, and it's writing down your thoughts and keeping track of yourself. I started journaling in 2021, so about 3 years ago, and I've enjoyed every single page of journaling. It's helped me keep my goals, it's helped me stay on track, progress, and honestly just let myself know how I'm feeling. Journaling is the most fire self improvement habit, and it was probably the first thing I did other than like cold showers and eating protein. Journaling is something that I've learned to improve over the years. I have my first journal right here, completely filled. Sorry, with like all these different pages. And then I'm on my second journal right now. And originally I started journaling on a slideshow because I was too scared to hold a paper one, right? And so I'll probably make another video on how to start journaling, but this video is about different types of journaling. Now, the way I like to think of journaling is each day is in its own life. You think of each day as its own life, and I try and captivate every life that I live in one page. But there's different ways to do it, and that's what I wanted to explore in this video. So when trying to figure out the different types of journaling, I was honestly lost. And like any problem in 2024, I asked ChatGPT. And so when I asked ChatGPT about journaling, they gave me 12 different ways to journal and how to do them. So at 5 in the morning, I woke up today and I journaled for probably about 3 hours in total, maybe about 2 hours straight with a couple breaks in there. And I want to give you what I learned from each one. So the first type of journaling that I did was the daily journaling, daily events journaling, and it was most similar to what I do in my daily life. So the way it works, and you can see it kind of right next to me, is you write down what you did that day, your feelings and impressions of that, your plans for the next day, and how you're going to improve. So it's really simple, and you're kind of just walking yourself through your day. Like yesterday, I had a good phone call with a friend. I went out with my friends. I went to the library. I studied. I talked with my cousin. I had a crazy lift. I just wrote all that down and talked about how could I improve for the next day. And it's pretty simple, and it keeps you very organized, but it's basic, it's insightful, it's simple. You should do it. The next type of journaling is gratitude journaling. That's something that I love. I incorporated into my own schedule. And what I did for this was I said 3 things that I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful for them. The 3 things that I was grateful for were a conversation with a long distance friend, the privilege to go to the gym in my own car, and the gift of technology, particularly a computer. And I said, the conversation with my friend, we have the same values, we share it. I'm super grateful that God gave me this person that I can talk to. I'm super grateful for the car that I was able to be given that, and the privilege to go to the gym. It can work around my schedule. And my computer is something that I kind of took advantage of. I played video games on, but now I'm using it to pursue hobbies and interests. You just write that down, and it makes you feel great for the day. Honestly, you realize what you have and you're grateful for it, and that's a really good way to start the morning. Is not like, damn bro, I have to work again, but it's, dang bro, I get to work again. That little mindset switch, gratitude journaling, it'll help you do it. All right, so the third journaling technique was bullet journaling. Now for bullet journaling, it's something that's super fast, and you'll get done in, it took me like 3 minutes. You can probably get it done in like 2 minutes. What it is a task is a dot. An event is a circle, and then you can check it or exit whether you did it or not, and then you take notes by doing a little dash. So what I did was I said conversation with my friend was kind of like a scheduled thing. So I did a circle and check, yes, I did it. And I wrote a note that like it was very insightful, it was very great. I also had a task, go to the gym. I had a task to finish this homework, and it helped keep me organized. And honestly, if you're running out of time and you get the system down, you'll have it done easy. And so for a lot of these emotional journals, they take a long time, but this bullet journal is a quick way to get your productivity out of the way. So you get your productivity done like that, and then you can go deeper. You can get emotional. You could do gratitude journaling, anything that you like. So I recommend that if that's what you're going for. So the fourth journaling technique was kind of like a author's thing. It's called prompted journaling, and I actually really enjoyed this. What I did was I went on Reddit, and there was this huge list of different prompts, right? And one of the prompts was, if you could stop time for 2 months, what would you do? And it kind of made me think, it's like, dude, what would I do? I said I would meditate, I would pray, I would read, I would kind of take that time. If I get lonely, I'd write letters to my friends that I could give them later. It's like, dude, I wrote all this. and kind of enjoy life. And so it got me thinking. It was really, really creative, and I feel like a lot of these prompts they really dig deep. Some of the prompts were like, why do you do a habit that you don't like, or like, why do you do that? And you keep asking yourself those deep questions, and that's really how we improve as humans. So prompted journaling, where you get your prompts, is probably the most important part. I have this list in Reddit. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, find some good prompts and then go for it, man. All right, so the next journaling technique that I did was called morning pages. Now, this is like a stream of consciousness where you're writing down everything you can think of that day. And so, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take like 3 pages and just write as much as they can. It's for like authors. But what I did was I took 1 page and just wrote everything down. And it got me going and it got me writing, but it was really surface level. And I didn't really ask myself any deep questions. It was kind of like, oh, and I saw this cool car, and I'm thinking about Kanye, and I'm thinking about lifting, I'm thinking about protein, things like that. But it was super, super surface level. So take that what you will. If you need to get yourself out there, just write down what you're saying. What I would recommend is getting like the voice memos app on your phone and just like speaking like that, and that'll get your stream of conscious going. Just like speak for 5 minutes instead of writing, because I kind of hurt my hand a little bit. All right, so it's probably pretty hard to take me seriously right now with these drawings right next to me. And so what I did was called art journaling. Now that's supposed to get your creativity going, your flows going, you're putting sketches with thoughts, but I am not an artist. So I tried as hard as I could. I think I have a drawing of a minion, because that was like a joke between me and my cousin the other day. A guy with a Dorito back. I have Hamza. I have the Kanye bear, the Zizbra. Just like thoughts, like, I don't know. If you're creative and you like drawing, you might like this as like an outlet. But for me, I don't know how to draw, so I was just like, I gotta fill the page with whatever. All right, so next was a travel journal. Now, for those of you that go on vacations a lot, this is kind of nice. I just wrote down everything that I did and then my impressions from that trip. Now, sometimes I'll have a really good vacation, like I went to Puerto Rico, and it's like I can learn more about myself. I did a lot of reflection on my productivity habits. But I just went to South Carolina, and I'm not gonna lie, it was just fun. Every day I was out doing something. I was fishing. I was on the beach. I went to an all-you-can-eat place. I mean, endless activities. I mean, we dug a hole on the beach. We played pickleball, like all these different fun things. And for me, it was worth it just to write that down. And then I saved little pictures. It kind of was a hassle to print them out and put them in my journal, but it's gonna be worth it. I know, looking back, it's gonna be like the only picture in my journal. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that trip. And so, kind of for your future self, I would do it. Anytime you go on a trip, honestly, anytime you experience anything like profound, write it down in your journal. But especially for trips, this is what I did, and it was pretty helpful. It was like every day I just had a little tab you can see of like July 27th. I had a lot of fun with my friend and swam in the water. So yeah, that's travel journaling. All right, so next I have what's called reflective journaling. So for this journaling method, you talk about a life experience that kind of is profound to you and how that influenced you and how you changed from that. So for me, I talked about kind of a lot of you may experience this. It's this point in your life where you're like, dude, I really got to get on self improvement. And what I did was I buzzed my hair, but it wasn't just the buzz cut. It was I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. I did cold showers every day. I listened to podcasts. I got up at 5 in the morning. It was like everything I could do in my life to be as focused as possible, I did. And so I really got into a bunch of things. I kind of got FOMO'd by some gurus into doing stuff, into buying courses that I probably shouldn't have bought. I didn't really learn anything from. But at the end of the day, it was a vivid time in my life that changed a lot about me. And so from the retrospect, it's really good to journal about that, because you're thinking about your old self and how you've changed. And then you kind of think, if I go through something, maybe like 4 months later, I should write down, see how I feel, how I change. And it's a good way of looking back in retrospect and organizing your life. All right, so another journaling method that I do myself and I recommend is called goal-oriented journaling. What this is you every month, of course, you have goals for yourself. You can have daily goals, weekly goals, really doesn't matter. This journaling technique is take your goals, reflect on them, and then make new goals. And that's exactly what I did. It's actually very fitting that today is August 1st of 2024. So July 1st of 2024, I was also locked in. So I wrote down all my goals and I was able to reflect on them. And then afterward, make new goals for August. And then make actionable steps for each day. For example, I'm gonna make a YouTube video. I'm making a YouTube video right now about 30 days of cardio, and that's gonna help me achieve my goal of in health and fitness, which is to do more cardio and also to cut out processed foods. I'll probably do a video on dieting. I just have like actionable steps every day that I can take to achieve my goals. That's what you really need to do, because if you get too consumed with the big picture, with all these broad goals, get healthier, lose weight, work more, you're not going to know what to do. But the actionable steps really helps, and taking time to journal that is what's really going to be effective. All right, so the next journaling technique is emotional release journaling. So you talk about a problem that's like really bothering you. I kind of blurred this out. I think I'm going to blur it out. I don't know, because it's kind of personal, kind of not. But it's kind of just like, I don't know. From my point of view, I hate the victim mentality. And if you ever think you're a victim of something and you're taking a negative mindset, bro, you need to change the way you think, because it's not helping you. If your mindset doesn't serve you, what the what the fuck are you doing? You know? Like, actually, you need to think and have a mindset that serves you. Otherwise, what's going to serve you? You know, that's the only thing you can realistically control. So that's just my little rant. But the emotional release, it was pretty good. I feel like I kind of held back a little bit because I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to seem like I was complaining, because I'm grateful for everything that I have. But if you need to vent, if you need to get emotions out, what I do is I call a friend and I think about it. But if you like journaling and doing stuff like that, it might be for you. All right, so the next form of journaling in quotes, is health and fitness journaling. The reason I put it like quotes is because it's not really like Dear Diary. You know, it's more of just a detailed list of your health and fitness. So I have my nutrition, I have my diet, I had the times that I ate, because I'm focusing on like different fasting effects. So like I don't eat until like 12 o'clock, until like 11 o'clock. So I wrote that down. The supplements that I'm taking and my workout split, and that was it. It doesn't really get into the emotions of it, but if you're not doing this, dude, I definitely recommend it. Some people think it's a hassle to write down all the food that you're eating, but honestly, it's smart to write down all the food you're eating, because then you won't snack as much. Like, dude, if I had to log every time I ate Pringles, it's so annoying. So then I just don't eat the Pringles. And if it's healthy food, sometimes just don't log it, dude. So if you get in the habit of logging, you tend to eat healthier foods that are better for you, because it's like, actually, like if you're eating chips and sweets and stuff, you don't really want to think about all that. And you actually, when you're forcing yourself to think about it every day, you end up eating healthier food. Same with a workout split. A lot of people plateau because they're not really thinking about their numbers. Like, honestly, I've been benching 205 for like 3 months, and if I wrote that down, I probably would have been doing like 207, 208, 210, just trying to push that up a little bit. And so yeah, that's, you keep track of it because it helps your discipline. It's more of a fitness tip than a journaling, but it still counted as journaling in my mind. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna put right here, but this is my journaling technique. This is the 12th journaling technique. And it's a combination of a bunch of things. It's a combination of stoic journaling, gratitude journaling, daily journaling, all together to what I've found to be effective. I've been journaling since 2021 in multiple ways. And what I found works is if you ask yourself three main questions: what went well today? What did I fail at? And how can I improve? If you ask yourself what went well, you have your successes for the future. If you ask yourself how you failed, you have your obstacles to overcome in the future. And if you ask yourself what you're going to do, you set a plan for the future. Also, what I like to add is a personal notes section. Sometimes I just want to, give myself a little brief about what happened today. When I go back and I read, it's really fun because it's like, personal note, I watched Dragon Ball Super. It was pretty cool. And stuff like that. That keeps me motivated, keeps my creativity flowing. It can get some emotions out. And also have that productivity aspect. And then the most important part is gratitude. Every day, I force myself to think of something that I'm super grateful for. I'm an optimist. I have a very positive mindset, so it's not very hard for me. But I always like to think of things that I'm grateful for, think of unique things. Like, for example, I'm thankful for my pen because it allows me to have a unique journaling experience, because I don't think I'd get the same thing with a computer. I'm grateful for the window because it allows me to see the sunset. Stuff like that. Just have that every day. And then the final thing is have a goal for every day, your actionable steps. I'll show it on the page, but every day I already have the goals, that I write. I write the night before the goals for the day. So today, my journal, it's blank right now, except for my goals, right? The goals is recording this video and doing some homework. And then tonight, I'm going to write what went well. I'm going to write my failures, and I'm going to write how I can improve, and then also some personal notes. And then I'll go into the next day. I'll go into August 2nd, and I'll write my actionable steps for that day, and then I'll go to bed. Then I wake up and I start the whole thing over again. If that makes sense, let me know. If not, I'll make a whole video on it. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you're watching this, I don't know. I don't know who the intended audience of this video is. It's really just myself in the future. Kind of like I force myself to journal so that I learn about it. And the way I motivate myself is making YouTube videos. So honestly, these YouTube videos are just made for future me. But if you're watching this and you've enjoyed, I'm glad. I tried to put a lot of value and quality into this. And if you have any questions at all, please put it in the comments. Another thing I want to show, just because I'm really proud of, is all the journaling that I've done. So I'm sure I'm going to show the slideshow that I have of like, I'll show you briefly like the slideshow that I have for journaling. But this is my first ever paper journal right here. You see it's really nice quality, and that's a really good lesson, is to have a really good quality journal and a really nice pen. Like I really like these are pretty cheap Sharpie pens, but the gel ink, there's something about the feeling. I feel like it's something important, bro. If you have a shitty piece of paper and a shitty pencil, you're not gonna feel like it's important. And it's something mindful. The powers of journaling are so effective that I would recommend actually putting some money into a nice journal. This is like kind of like a leather thing. Put some money into it, dude, because it's gonna be worth it. Um, so this was the start, and I was crazy. I don't do this anymore, but I took a table of contents of all of my journals. So every journal entry here in this journal is in the table of contents. Um, and I actually did the entire thing. Now I didn't do that in my other journal because I got lazy. But you can see every one of these pages has the method that I outlined. So I have my personal notes here. I have my gratitude here. And then I've changed over the years. So this is talking about my current habits, my music that I'm into, my progress with my goals, and my reflection about my goals. And this journaling kind of took up a lot of work. But this is kind of the first time, like, here I said my goals in the morning, and then I had my gratitude. I had my personal notes, what I did well, how I failed, and how I'm going to improve. And then the next day, I set my goals. And so, like, this was a lot of work, and this is super fun, and it's helped me improve. Right now, I'm on a journal that I've been a bit more liberal with. Um, I have a basic table of contents, but it's not filled all the way up. And I've been keeping the same method, but I have some little fun things in here. So for example, I went on a trip to Connecticut, and I met a really it was a retreat, and I met a lot of nice people, and we made note cards to each other about, like, you know, you're a great guy. It was nice to see you, kind of something to remember each other by. So I put those in here. Friend made a little drawing. Oh, you can't see that little drawing. I kept that in there, kind of like a scrapbook. And there's a couple other things in here. Um, one day I was just like on YouTube for like 7 hours, and so this is just like all caps. It's just like get off YouTube, bro. Um, and there's so much of a benefit to journaling. It's so beautiful to look back and see how you progressed. And so I highly recommend putting some money into a journal, getting this habit. It's gonna help you, dude. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe. Yeah.